You see, when I saw that video that DETOUN did with that woman that was sweeping, I felt bad. I kind of, that video broke my heart, especially the way DETOUN addressed the woman. She was kind of brute about it. In as much as just DETOUN had a good intention towards, child protection for that 11-year-old daughter of that woman, I understand. But the way she went about it, and a lot of people have said, that the backlash was so much. Then I love what she did. She went back to do another video to make amendments, and she apologized to everybody. She apologized to that woman. I love DETOUN. She has done so much good in the society. She has, fought a lot of battles for the less privileged people. We saw what she did with that case of that teacher in Ikorodu that was beating that little kid. But in that video, if you pay attention closely, DETOUN actually had a point. Let me break it down for you. See, she said something about child protection, that girl was not supposed to be on that location sweeping at that particular time of the day. That was too early. And a lot of people said in the comment section, that was how their parents taught them to. That was how they too grew up to be very hardworking and strong in the society. I like that. But this video is going to go both ways. I love what DETOUN did. She said for that girl and her mother to be present at that particular point sweeping, then that girl must have woken up, say around 3:30. Then she said something in that video. She said they always walk from their house to get to the bus stop. Sometimes it takes like 30 minutes. I said, So that girl must have woken up around 3. I remember when my dad used to wake me up around 5 to go to the mosque. I remember how I used to, feel sleepy. I used to be very uncomfortable with it. But it was training me, because in this our society, you have to be morally upright. Those are the things that will make you strong in society. You have to know once you have a situation, you know how to call on God. You know how to pray. I love DETOUN. She has done so much good, just like I said the other time. But the thing is, she was actually driving at a particular point that everybody have to pay attention to. We have to pay attention to that particular point. See, if you are a parent, if you know that you have resources to bring in to train 2 children, don't give birth to 4 children. If you know you have resources to take care of 3 children, do not give birth to 6 children. Don't bring in child that you know you can't train them. Poverty always makes some people think the child will actually bring something he or she will eat to the world. Saying that's a wrong connotation. You don't say that. You don't do that. If you know that you don't have the capacity to train more than 2, do not give birth to 4. That is exactly what DETOUN is trying to say in that video. Child protection. Now, even me, as a product of that particular background, is the situation we had to survive. You understand? And that contributed to how strong all of us are in the society today. Do you get? So now what I want to highlight is some parents are actually very wicked. I will say that, and that is the word I'm going to use. Some parents, do you know some parents? I have seen some parents that they will now then go carry goods, put for the child head, and that they will now they will force the child to go and hawk. They will sit down in the house, they will lay back, relax, put their feet on the table, waiting for that child to come back with money for them to feed with. Some parents are like that. I have friends, I have people around me that they will tell you that their parents, especially their father, will force them to go and hawk. They will even give them targets that for instance, if they are to sell pure water, you have to sell like 5 bags of pure water, or else don't come back to this house. So those kids, those ones too, they will now be forced to go to different places. They will now be working from one local government to another local government, hawking, selling, because if they fail to sell 5 bags of pure water, they will not return home. If they return home, without meeting up that target, the parent will beat nonsense out of their head. They will even starve them. They will collect the money they have been able to make. They will now starve the children. Some parents are that wicked. Olórí burúkú làwọn òbí mi. I am telling you, ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ òbí and you are watching this video, you better stop. That is exactly what DETOUN was trying to say in that video. Child protection. I am not saying people should not hawk, and if the situation has come for that thing to arise, for that thing to happen, you can. But by the time you are forcing your child into child labor to do things he or she was not supposed to do, then you are being wicked as a parent. I'm not blaming that woman in the video, that woman that was sweeping. I'm not blaming that woman. I'm not blaming, but we have to balance it. Just like DETOUN said, she said, even when you have to hustle for those kids to survive, do it. Don't rub it off on their faces. Do you get? Because not be them bring themselves to this world. Now you brought them into this world. So bringing them into this world, just know, have that thing in your mind, that mentality, you have to change it. You have to fend for them. Now you bring them, you have to fend for them. Not that you brought people, you are now expecting them to be fending for you to survive. No, some parents are that wicked. Yes, I'm just saying it. See, when I was growing up, I used to hawk too. I am from that background, so I know how it feels like. I know how many streets I used to hawk. I used to walk. I used to trek with ice cream on my head. I'll go the hawk now. But that time I was hawking for myself, because there are some things that I wanted to buy, that I wanted to get, that my father will not buy for me. I wanted to buy Snoop Doggy shirts. I wanted to buy that rucksack, that bag that you used to sling at the back. I'm talking 94, 95. I wanted to buy all those things. My father will not buy it for me. I wanted to do nigga. I wanted to do guy. You get? My father will not do all those things for me. She will, of course, he has already provided. My parents have provided everything, the feeding and everything. But me, there were things I needed that my father will not buy. So I had to hawk. I did that for myself. But in some people's cases, some parents will be forcing their children to go and hawk. Meanwhile, they will be in the house, sitting back, relaxed, with their feet on the table, waiting for the kids to come back home with the money the kids make from the hawking. So they will collect it, and they will not. That is bad. If you are a parent and you are doing that, I used to see a lot of kids, small kids, hawking on this. You see a 5-year-old hawking. You'll be hawking epa. They'll be hawking salt. They will not be walking from what? Do you know how many pedophiles we have in the world? It was even fear in our own days. It was even fear now, because things were not this bad in our own days. I'm talking in the 90s, mid-90s, late 90s. It was not that bad in our own days. But now, it is very, very, very bad. Pedophiles everywhere. And people, they don't even know when to stop. You see people buying people every day. So you, as a parent, let's say you have a 10-year-old girl. You carry goods put on top of her head that she should go and hawk. Do you know the danger she's going to face in the street? Some people, because their parents have forced them to hawk, they cannot give birth today, because some pedophiles somewhere have done a forceful entry. Then at the end of the day, they don't spoil their womb. They won't be able to conceive when they grow up, because of what one pedophile has done to them when their parents forced them to go and hawk. There is no point in bringing them to this world. Almost all the adage, almost all the proverbs in this part of the world favors the elderly people. I've been paying attention to that thing. Like, it favors only the elderly people. 99.9% of all those proverbs. That is when you start hearing Ti okete ba dagba, omu lo ma mu. That is, once they grow up, then the children will not be the one feeding them. Do you get? They will not be using that proverb to their own advantage. That okete ba dagba, omu lo ma mu. That is, once they have a child, once they have children, then it is the job of those children to feed them. Do you get? So some people, they will now take that connotation into their mentality. They will not be intentionally giving birth to children they know that they cannot feed. Children you know you cannot provide for. they will now be bringing those children into this world because of that connotation that tokete badagba ọmọ ẹ ló máa ń mu. So the children will now be the one to hawk. Those children will now make money for them to be. So the children will not be providing for them instead of them providing for the children. That is that mentality. Then some people, àwọn egun, some egun, you know, let me just use that egun. They will say àwọn egun máa bímọ intentionally for the parents. They will give birth to children. Once those ones grow up a little bit, like 5 years, 6 years, they will now send those children. They have agents. They will now send those children to be doing maids. So they will now be collecting this. Like it's like selling those children for maid, for you know, they will sell them. Those ones will now be doing maids in other countries. You know what I'm saying? This video, I don't want to be sure you get. I just want to be technical about it, but I still want to drive home my point. There are some tribes, and the sole purpose of bearing children is for those children to go and work. Those children will now go and do maid job. So they will now be collecting the salaries of those kids. So those kids will now grow up into the homes of those people they are doing maids for. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Àwọn egun, àwọn míì wọ́n máa bímọ kọ́mọ wọn lè lọ ṣọmọ ọ̀dọ̀. Táwọn ọmọ ti wá lọ ṣọmọ ọ̀dọ̀, àwọn máa wá gba owó. They will be collecting the annual. They will even collect the money annually. They collect the salary annually. So the salary will be much. They don't care what the children is going through in that place that he or she is doing maid. Their own is to collect the money annually, so they will be spending it. Do you get? It's like that. You shouldn't pretend that this thing does not happen. It happens. And for all those people that have maids at home, just know in your mind. Don't let us do hypocrisy in this matter. A lot of big madam, big men, big people in our society today, the maids you have in your house, you know in your mind that you have paid the parents annually. You have paid their parents annually. So you can be using them, but your own children are going to school. Now that maid, they take care of your own children. Do you get the mentality now? Do you see where the hypocrisy is coming in now? A lot of people that they will come on the line, they will come online, they will say, stop doing this. In their homes, they have maids. Those maids are someone's children. So you two are complicit in that situation. Do you get? That is why when I see people talking, I say, you are also complicit. You are also complicit because when you are having maids in your house and you pay the parents of those maids salaries, that is child labor. So let us place it side by side. That was why I said this video is going both ways at the beginning. So it's like that. We just have to say the truth. But bottom line of this video is that if you know you can only take care of one child, don't bring in two. If you know agbára tó ní kò lè tọ́jú ọmọ mẹ́ta lọ, má bí mẹ́fà. I think I'm happy what you want to see. That's why we have a lot of, methods for child reduction, all this child control. You can do that. You know that you will still delay. You will now born. In my area, one woman like that used to sell bolly. Imagine that woman has about 8 children. She's selling bolly at the junction of a particular market in my area. 8 kids. How are you going to fend for 8 children? How? You know that you be you will still leave yourself. Come on now. Let us be considerate. You now bringing kids, innocent children into this world only for you to suffer them, only for you to be asking them to go and be hawking, for you to be feeding. You're supposed to be providing for them, not the other way around. You're supposed to be the one feeding for your children, not your children feeding you while you sit back in the house. Relax. See, ọba yóò bá mú ẹ, Ọlọ́run rí ẹ. Eléyìí ò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú tó kété bá dàgbà, ọmọ ẹ ló máa mú. Jeff or whatever is my name. I'll see you some other time. Holla.